morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. If you are not new here, then you may have noticed that I have not been on here in a while. I haven't uploaded in months, and I have really no great excuse for that. I've just been busy with other hobbies, so I'm sorry, but not super sorry. My plants are all still alive and well. I'd say, yeah, I think most of them survived the winter. We are now in spring, so I thought I would give you an updated houseplant tour. What I'm going to do with this one, I can't remember if I did it with the past ones, but I'm going to split it up into a couple parts because I don't want it to run too long. As much as I love a nice, long, beautiful houseplant tour, it's easier for me to have to edit a smaller video than a larger video. You know what I mean? For those who are new here, welcome to my channel. It's mostly plant related. I don't know if the content will continue to just stay about plants. We will see, but today's video is all about plants. So I'm going to start with my kitchen plants, which you've probably seen most of them. I don't really move these ones around too much. So we're going to start with this one, and it is my silver stripe philodendron. It's pretty gorgeous. Sorry about that glare. The good thing is that the sun is out today, so it's good for filming. The bad thing is that it might be a little too bright. So this was one of my first real big plants, and when I noticed it in the garden center, I knew it was different than your typical Brazil philodendron because I saw, it had this beautiful neon and cream in the middle. And I was still new to plants, but I knew it was something special. So I'm so glad I picked it up because now they are just so hard to come by and so expensive when you do finally find one. That's one of my pride and joy, my silver stripe philodendron. Next to it is a Hoya. Don't ask me what it's called. I really don't know. DS70, Bertone, I don't know. It's got a couple different strands in it from different people and shops. Trying to help with that sun. I love the pot it's in. But yeah, as you can see, some leaves are rounder and then some are more narrow. Some are beautiful, like the sun-stressed color. I don't know how well you can see it in this lighting. But that's a beautiful Hoya. It hasn't bloomed for me yet. We're going to move next to this Thirsty Cebu Blue. I will water you today. It's just been really busy and it's the day before Easter. I've got a lot of cooking to do. There we go. The lighting's a little better. I have two of these plants. I just love them so much. They're pretty easygoing, and when they're thirsty, they tell you. They wilt like this. As you can see, my plants aren't perfect. Got a yellow leaf under there. Okay, we're just going to go straight across, and then I'll move down to the windowsill. Here is one of my peperomia. So I did get assistance from a friend. They labeled it as a Rocca Verde. They said it could possibly be that. That friend is the one and only Nick Pileggi. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Philly Foliage. Way back when, he helped me with the ID. So I don't know if that is the absolute correct ID, but I do take his word because he knows his stuff. But we'll see. And either way, I love this peperomia. It's not one that I see very often. It looks like the, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, it looks like this next one that I'm going to show you, but the leaves are much more narrow. This one's up a little high for me. What is this called? I'm having a brain freeze. Oh, it'll come to me. Oh, the beetle peperomia. I know there's another word for it, but it's known as the beetle. As you can see, leaves are falling off of it. It's totally fine. I just watered them, but yeah. So those are my peperomias. I like them because they're trailing. So those are some of my favorite peperomias. Here is my Brazil philodendron. And I've had this one for a while. I believe I got it at Home Depot way back when. It could definitely use a repot because I've never repotted it. As you can see, it's taking over the kitchen just a little bit, but I love that. But yeah, like I said, it could use a repot. I gotta take off some dead leaves. But overall, it's really beautiful. Every single leaf is just so unique and different. Okay, and then moving over here, we have my Begonia Maculata. She's pretty big. She's pretty tall. I'd say she's definitely approaching 4 feet tall. You can't really tell because she's up on a counter, but yeah, I'm contemplating chopping her because you can see the bottom is a bit bare. She just lost some leaves down there, which is totally fine. She's putting out a lot up here. Not worried about her. She seems happy where she's at, but I might chop her. I don't know. I would hate to chop her and then like she doesn't take well to that. Next to it is my Begonia Looking Glass. I got this from Logi's sometime last year. And it's also leggy at the bottom. Not sure. It might have lost some leaves. It could also just be like, it's not crazy about this spot, but this is where I have a spot for it. So it's just going to have to do for now. It's putting out some new leaves at the bottom. So who knows? Maybe there's some hope. Is that a new leaf or a dried up leaf? Yeah, that's new. They just have these beautiful iridescent leaves that I wish you could see in person. So pretty. Okay, and the next begonia is this Begonia Dimitri, which is just so beautiful. It is from Steve's Leaves. I got it last spring, and it's really cool. So it's got these leaves that remind me of like bat wings, right? It's got like these beautiful just sections of like this silvery pink, these gorgeous red leaves on the back of the leaves, but the bottom leaves remind me of like my pink minks that I will show you. So it's weird, like the pattern on the leaves kind of change a little bit, but I also like that. Like there's more like polka dotty type patterns down there, but like less on this one. But I really love this one. It's growing pretty well. So those are my begonias. There's one more. It's just not in this room right now. We're going to move on to the windowsills. This is my Rhaphidophora decursiva. Ignore that leaf. I'm not perfect, you guys. This is like real plant parent, and parent life right here. Our plants aren't always perfect. We're not perfect parents. Leaves could be wiped down. But so this is my Rhaphidophora decursiva that I've had rooting in water. It's totally ready to be potted up. So I ordered a plant from NSC Tropicals last spring for a really good deal. And my plant was just really, it was a lot more immature than the plant I saw other people getting. So I ended up chopping it. I think I gave half of it away. And I just kept a little bit for myself. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep a small piece and maybe just hope for like it to grow this year for me. So it's been fine up on the windowsill all winter. Right here we've got some herbs, chives I think, or green onion, I forget. I'm also growing some cilantro right here in this little cute little grow kit. We've got my jade, my what is it called? Forget. I'm having such a brain freeze today. Like, I don't think it's the Shrek ears jade. Ugh, forgive me, you guys. It's been a while, so I'm a little rusty at this. I'm sorry. It'll come to me again. We got some more Hoyas over here. This one known as the Numuloroides. So this one came with some little like clover type plants growing in the pot. I just never took them out. They don't seem to be harming the plant, and they're growing along with the plant, which is really funny. So I've just kept them. And then this one is Hoya Chelsea. I don't know. I can't pronounce it. And it's another nice Hoya. It kind of reminds me of like a carnosa. The leaves are very, very firm. It's growing really well. The trellis that it's on, if anyone's wondering, I made it out of just simple like arts and crafts wire, you can make it too. It's super easy. It's only like a couple bucks at the store. Try it out. I think they look really cute in these pots, and they're just really easy to manipulate and shape into whatever shape you want it to. And then here is the last Hoya on this windowsill. It is the Hoya Pasilla. It's interesting. It is interesting for sure. It's got these beautiful veins, if you can see. It's also very firm, and it's just not a Hoya that I see people collecting a lot. They might, but it's just not like a super popular one. I feel like it needs some more recognition. I also have this cute little propagation station where I am rooting, where everything's actually rooted already, but they're just waiting for me to pot them up. Some silver sword that I had. I gotta wipe all these leaves off. These really big green leaves that came in a Manjula pot. What else do I got up here? I don't know. It looks like some regular heartleaf philodendron. But yeah, it's a cute little prop station. I think I got it in Michael's for like $5 last spring. And then I've got this Scindapsus over here. I don't know if it's a Silvery Ann or Argerius. It might be like a mix pot, but it just hangs right here on the door. There's one more plant in the kitchen that I'm going to feature. The final plant in the kitchen is the Syngonium erythrophyllum. This I found at Home Depot a couple years ago. I want to say about 2 years ago, coming up on 2 years. And when I found it, my heart like jumped out of my chest, because I had been looking for the Syngonium, and at the time it wasn't super well known, but I just didn't know where else to get it other than Steve's Leaves, and it wasn't in stock when I wanted it. So found these huge baskets of Syngonium erythrophyllum. I made sure to let my planty friends know, go and get it, and it was the best decision I ever made to pick one up, because it is just so beautiful. They're so hard to come by now. They're so unique, just such a unique Syngonium. They've got like this gorgeous dark green glossy leaf, and then the back is just this beautiful like burgundy red. I love how it trails. It's just so gorgeous. So glad I snagged it when I did, because they're just hard to get your hands on now, and they're just so expensive, like everything else. We're gonna move on to the dining room now. I have a new shelf that I'll show you guys. Okay, so I ended up getting one of these shelves from IKEA a while back. My setup is not perfect. I've got wires. I'm sure you do too, so don't judge. But I got one of these shelves, like, oh my gosh, back in the summer, I want to say, and I love them. I used to have a smaller shelf against this wall, but this one fits so much more. So I got 2 of them. I have one in the bedroom and one right here. Again, I apologize if there's any background noise. My toddler is right next to me, so she might start talking about toddler things. So let's start. So I've got some grow lights up here that I got from Amazon a while back. They just clip onto the top of the shelf. And the reason why I did that is, as you can see on the shelves, I put these LED full spectrum grow light strips. So those were easy to adhere to here, but I wasn't gonna like put those on the ceiling, you know, for these plants up here. So I just decided I'll use one of these clip-on grow lights. It's not super pretty, you know, it doesn't like go, but I don't care because I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm just showing you my plants and my setup. Okay, I stood up on a chair so I can show you. So right here we have your golden pothos, but this isn't just any golden pothos. This was my grandmother's. I got it as just some cuttings after she passed away, and I was determined to keep the cuttings alive. in, you know, my own way to keep her alive, you know. So this is a very special Pothos, and yeah, so that's the first one I'm going to feature because it's really important. It's better than any of these other babies, no matter how rare they are. Okay, right here we have Scindapsus Silver Splash, I believe you would call it. So it's different than the Exotica. It's got more of this like mottled, that leaf isn't perfect. See, this happens. It was like that when I got it, but I'm still showing you it. Got more of this mottled Silver Splash. I love it so much. Sorry about the grow lights. I know it's making everything look purple, and I'm sure I'll get comments about that. Again, I don't care. Here, that's not purple, okay? Not purple. In the back, we have a Monstera Pinapartita. One of my friends sent that to me last spring because she's awesome. Next to it, we have a reverted mottled Syngonium, I think you would call it. I got it from Steve's Leaves last spring. And it had a couple of mottled leaves, but they have since died off. This plant reverts very easily, okay? So I'm just warning you guys, there's a high price tag on these now, and it's just really not super worth it if you ask me. Next to it, we're gonna kind of ignore that because I had cuttings, and as you can see, they're not doing so hot. I think there were cuttings of like, I want to say global green, but I don't know. Don't hate me. All right. Now we have my Thai pink lipstick plant. Also from Steve's Leaves. I wanted this one for a long time. I was really happy when I was able to finally get it. It hasn't bloomed for me yet, but I cannot wait. If you haven't seen a Thai pink lipstick plant bloom, look it up. They're just so beautiful. Next to that, or behind that, I have this Scindapsus Moonlight. I've had this one for a while, like a couple of years. It was on a pole, and I ended up taking it off the pole, and I don't think it liked it that much because it wasn't doing great afterwards, but it's finally growing back. Every now and then I'll get these yellowing leaves, and I just pick them off. But yeah, so that is one of my Scindapsus Moonlights. I do have another one. In the back, I have my booby cactus. Next to it, I have this catchy machine. It catches all your gnats, like your annoying little flies. So I highly recommend that. I got that off of Amazon, but I'm sure they sell them on other websites as well if you are, you know, if that's not your thing. We have another Scindapsus Splash, but it is a little different from the one up there. The splash isn't like, I don't know, it's they're just different. It's weird. So I think I like almost traded this, and then I backed out because I was like, you know what, this I didn't back out, but I offered them like some of this one instead. I was like, you know, it's still a Scindapsus Splash, but this one looks more like just more green, like my jade satin with some splash. So I wanted to keep this one. This was part of one that I got from Gabriella Plants back in the day. This was the only splashy section out of the pot. The rest was just Exotica, which wasn't okay with me, but we're not going to talk about them. Right next to it is the Silver Dragon Alocasia. Doing really well. I got it at a garden center kind of close by me. Look, there's a little sticky. So again, nothing's perfect. This is Plant Parenthood right here. But yeah, these Alocasia are doing pretty well. I used to have the Frydek, and that one would drop leaves on me all the time, but these ones, I don't know if it's because they're still like kind of on the tiny side. It's not super tiny though. They haven't really dropped leaves. It's looking really good. So that's the Silver Dragon. And then this is the Dragon Scale, also looking good. And then this is the, I'm like having so many brain farts today. Yes, the Maharani. It's a little bit bigger. I'm trying to remember where I got this too, and I just can't. I want to say Bros with Hose. I think that's where I got it a while back. Next to it is my black velvet alocasia. It's doing super hot, super well. As you can see, doing great. Diskidia white diamond. I'm forgetting its technical name right now, but I got it from Josh's Frogs a long time ago, and they had it labeled as actually Diskidia white diamond, not Diskidia. And it's got just this like super awesome strand of just all white variegated leaves. I haven't cut it off, but they haven't died off either, so this plant is starting to grow for me again finally. The plants are all kind of just waking up again, which is great. Next to that, it's looking a little thirsty, is a Syngonium. I want to say it's an angustatum, if I recall. And then we have another Syngonium, a white butterfly from Pamela. And it's growing really well, really fast. I've just had it in water this whole time, and it's been pretty happy, so I'm keeping it there. Okay, next shelf down, we've got another basket of Hoya. So the one I showed you in the kitchen, it wasn't from this basket. It looks completely different to me than this one, just the texture of the leaf. But anyway, so this is one of the Home Depot ones. I believe it was labeled, I don't know, I don't remember what it was labeled, sorry. But this is one of the ones from Home Depot. Okay, and my Pink Princess, nope, not Pink Princess, my Crimson Princess. I am so rusty at this right now, sorry guys. My Hoya Undulata. I was terrified to even own this plant. I thought it would die on me, and it is not dead. It has put out new leaves. I'm so proud of this plant for just surviving in my environment. It hasn't been high maintenance at all. It is just such a cool plant. If you can get your hands on one, I'd recommend it, but they're so pricey right now, so maybe wait till the prices come down. Right here we have my Crinkle 8, which is, in my opinion, another really understated plant, Hoya. It is so cool. It's like a cross between a Chelsea and a compacta to me. Like, it's just so cool. Hold on one second. I got to answer my toddler. Okay, I'm back, and I backtracked a little bit. I forgot to show you this Peru. It's not happy. But it's from the same girl that sent me the Pinna Partita up there. This is my Monstera Peru. He's not super happy. And then I forgot to show you this little guy that I just got yesterday. My little penis cactus. He's so cute. I got him for such a great deal from this website, Sensibility. They were selling it for such a good price. I think like $19.99, and I had a discount code, and it was just so cheap, so I was expecting a much smaller plant, and it's just so cute. I love it. I put it next to my booby cactus because I love them. So like I said, Crinkle 8, not enough. They don't get enough attention. Oh, he's putting on Noli Baby Leaf. If you can get your hands on one, go ahead. Actually, I think that website I just mentioned, Sensibility, they had some available when I looked last time. I want to say for around $10. So that's a good deal. Like I said, get your hands on one because they're just so beautiful. And like, look at all that splash. All right, over here we have Hoya. Oh, should I even try to pronounce it? Hoya. Nope. Cagiensis. Maybe a letter is silent. So this is such a pretty leaf. It's got this sheen to it. They're not super thick. So this is one of the Hoyas I got from a mystery box. I want to say I ordered it back in the summer, but it didn't get to me for like 2 months. But yeah, so this is one of the Hoyas. It is alive and well. I successfully brought it back to life and rooted it, and it's starting to put out a couple leaves for me, which is really exciting. So we're going to keep an eye on that and see how it grows. This one is not so happy. This is from Unsolicited Plant Talks. This this was my Hoya Macrophylla Splash. And I really wanted a Snow Queen, and I figured maybe this is the same thing, but I feel like a Snow Queen is a bit different. This one is not loving me. It lost a leaf recently. I don't know why. I don't know if I overwatered or underwatered, but its leaf just turned yellow and popped off, so it might have been overwatered, but I feel like I don't water them that much, so. Then we have this variegated vanilla planifolia. This is like the green variegated one. I will show you an elbow variegated one too. I cut this a little while ago to share it, but it's finally putting out some new growth for me. And yes, I know there's a lot of plants on these shelves, but we live in an apartment. I can only fit so many plants in here, so if I can fit it on the shelf, it goes on the shelf. This is a Hoya Sabah, and it's got some numbers after it. 7 something. Hold on. 7590. And it, at first I wasn't super crazy about it, but I love it now. So it gets this beautiful sunstress color. It has some splash. It's got a little damage on there too, but that was there when I got it. Got some splash, and the newer leaves have been coming out much larger than I expected. So I really like this Hoya. It's very unique. Okay, back here we've got one of the caudatas. I've got 2 different ones. Beautiful. I got these as, I want to say cuttings. They might have been rooted from a planty friend, and they've just been growing really nicely. I got these little trellises, I believe, from Amazon a while back. So if you're looking for them, check out Amazon. I think I just typed in like small plant trellis. 1 second. Okay. And here's another one. It's got this huge leaf. So I just labeled it as caudata big green leaf because, I mean, I've seen some caudatas labeled as that. This leaf is seriously as big as my hand. I'm not going to move everything to show you, but it is huge. So I believe they're different from each other. If you know the difference, you can leave the comment down below. All right, here we have another one, another Hoya. Lots of Hoyas on this shelf. And this one is the Helwigiana. And I definitely got this from an Etsy shop. So I probably did an unboxing too. So if you're looking to find out what shop that was from, just look in some of my past videos. And then here we have a Parasitica Splash. Not super splashy, as you can see, but it's finally growing a little bit for me, so I'm excited about that. We'll see what kind of new growth it puts out. This is my huge Hoya Chelsea. Hold on 1 second. My microphone is wrapped up in a plant, and we don't want that happening. So it's doing really well. Yeah, some of the leaves are like turning yellowish. I don't know if it's because this part is directly under the grow light and maybe it's too much. It's definitely not overwatered. I need to actually water it a little more again, probably today. But I got this at a garden center nearby when they had them, and I'm so happy because I did have one a few years ago and I ended up killing it over the winter. So this one's doing great. And then back here we have my Hoya Snow Queen or Snowball that I got from Sam over at Sassy and Succulent. We did a trade, I want to say last summer, and she sent me a cutting, and it's just growing so beautifully, doing so well. And then next to it is my Hoya Pubicalyx Dapple Gray. So that's also from Etsy, from one of my Etsy shops. I don't think I did an unboxing because it didn't, we put it off, we put shipping off for a long time because it was over the holidays. And she shipped it with a heat pack, and I ordered other Hoyas with it. When they arrived though, the majority of them were not doing well. So I didn't even film it because it was just kind of sad plant mail. Okay, we're moving down. And right here we've got my Ripsalis paradoxa, which is doing a lot of growing right now. As you can see, it comes out like that. I love this Ripsalis. It's just so cool. I want to like just grab it. Behind it we have my Hoya Undulata. Okay, hold on one second. This was another one in that mystery box, so it's still alive. It hasn't done anything. I actually just cut this tendril back because it was just really long and part of it just didn't look like it was good anymore. So I cut it back and I'm hoping maybe it'll do a little something now. This is one I got from, I believe, Mercari. It's a Hoya Burma. Very cool. It's got these gorgeous big leaves. Kind of sort of splashy. It put out this beautiful long tendril and then finally a new leaf for me. I had never heard of this one before either, but I saw it available. Again, this is a while back and it was a decent price. So I took the chance and I loved it. All right, over here we've got my Hoya Velosa Cow Dang, and it's finally putting out this adorable little baby leaf. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. So this was also in that Hoya mystery box, and you must be thinking like, oh wow, this mystery box sounds amazing. You can go back and watch the video. The box was very, very delayed. The plants were not in great shape. This one was rooted and in a small cup. So this was the only one that like looked decent. And this was my wish list Hoya, which I really think she threw in because she really felt bad about the whole ordeal and she was trying to make up for it being so late. But I'm thankful either way because this was a wish list Hoya and it did live and it's putting out a new leaf. So I'm excited. The texture is just so cool. It's like kind of rough and bumpy. And then the back, if I can show you the back, it's like fuzzy. Kind of hard to capture on camera, but it's so cool. I love it. This is a fungi hybrid. I don't know what it, I think I wrote cross with Carnosa. I'm not sure. It's definitely not like a fungi or fungi. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I would love an actual one, but I will settle for this hybrid as well. Next to it, we have the Hoya Vietnam SP Unknown. It was sent to me as that. It hasn't done anything. It's got these gorgeous dark green splashy leaves. If you know more about that one, leave me a comment down below. I'd love some assistance with that. And then my Aldrichii has not done anything either, but it's also not dead. So that's good. We have a Syngonium chiapense back here, which I'm going to have to move soon because as you can see, the new leaf is, well, it's gotten a lot bigger than it was the other day and it's going to need some room. So there's my chiapense. We've got a string of daggers right here. Very easy plant. Getting pretty long. I'm going to need to chop it. This is my albo variegated vanilla planifolia. He is really tiny. I don't know if you can tell. Very tiny. It's smaller than expected, but still beautiful. Definitely love it. I forget where I got this from. Hold on, let me see. efgorchids.com. So if you're looking for one, I haven't checked recently. Maybe they have them again. But just know it's probably going to be about this size. Very tiny. Okay. And then in the back, we have my Billy Tie. That hates me. It's also from Sam. And it hasn't done anything since I've had it. I don't know why he hates me, but he hates me. And then right here, we have another one of those Syngonium angustatums. Very cool plant. I've had to chop it and treat it multiple times. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that one. And here's another one of my moonlights. This is one of the Costa Farm ones. I was lucky and found it at a grocery store recently. Here is another Hoya. It was thrown in as an extra with one of my Etsy orders, and I forgot to write down what the name of it might be, so I apologize. But it's really cool. I didn't think it would survive because it was in that order that I just mentioned that I didn't film because they didn't look good. I thought I was going to lose this one, but it's been a few months and he's still here. We've got some beautiful Matildes that I've been growing for a friend, so these aren't even mine. And in this prop bag, we've got a couple more Hoyas from that batch that I said wasn't doing well. This one is a Hoya Mayari Jaya. And the pictures looked beautiful, but they did not arrive well. And then here was another Parasitica Splash, and it was such a large plant in the pictures, but it arrived super sad. I'm backtracking real quick because something just caught my eye while I was over there, and I could see this plant from a different angle. There is a new growth. So I'm so happy that I chopped that tendril because I think that might have helped it. Okay, and on the bottom shelf is basically my Lacunosa shelf. I've got a few down here. I've got the Lacunosa Royal Flush, so it will put out some of these splashy leaves, but the plant gets this beautiful like reddish tint in the sun, unlike my other kind of Lacunosas that I'm going to show you. Very beautiful, and it looks like it's going to bloom again. It's got a lot of peduncles on this plant, so the blooms are so cute too. I think the other one I'm going to show you has some blooms on it. This is just a little prop box that I made for myself. I like saved some of the super splashy ones because I want to like put a splashy plant together. And here's another Lacunosa that I got from my local garden center. The leaves definitely look a bit different. So I wanted one of their Lacunosas too. And then back here is the, what's it called? Snow caps. And I just love these leaves. They're just so pretty. Not all of them are this splashy, but there's some strands that are so splashy and I love it. And I'm just going to show you one of their blooms. And so cute. So this is the bottom shelf. I got grow lights down there too. And oh, in the back I have like a little prop station. The last one's empty because I just gave some cuttings away yesterday. But yeah, so that is my IKEA shelf. And I think what we'll do now is maybe go over the plants I have on the dining room table real quick while there's still some sunlight. So let's move, well, we'll look at these ones too. So this is my Peperomia tetragona, and it's gotten so long. Yeah, I love this plant. The texture is just so cool. It feels like a cardboard texture. I can't explain it. It's really firm. It's so low maintenance. I water it like every now and then, and it's just so happy. I keep it in this sunny spot, and it doesn't ask for anything. Next to it is my Euphorbia obesa, and it's getting so big. I don't know when I'm supposed to repot it. I don't really want to touch it because it's doing so well, but I love it so much. And then this is my Hoya Crohiana. It's like a super splashy one. Let me try to focus. Yeah, there we go. And it's finally blooming for me. And the blooms, I don't want to knock them off, but they look like the Lacunosa blooms. They're just so fluffy. It's doing so well. Sorry, it's like blurry right now. And then next to it is a Diskidia Jerry. It's very big. It's kind of taken over the windowsill a little bit, but so that's that windowsill. And then if we move up, we've got just, a Hoya pubicalyx. It's a a little splashy. Yeah, a little splashy. Trying not to, I don't know, I'm trying to like help with the lighting, but it's not working. And then above it is just a Hoya carnosa. And these were tiny, tiny plants when I got them. Okay, and then right here, we've got what was given to me as a Philodendron Florida. So it came with one leaf, and these ones look much more immature because that one leaf fell off. But I never thought it would grow because it didn't grow for the longest time, and it's finally growing. The mother plant was variegated. This one, I haven't seen any variegation on, which is totally fine because I didn't pay anything for this. It was a freebie a couple summers ago. So yeah. Next to it is my Monstera albo, which has just been growing like crazy. I got this as a cutting. I won a cutting from Heart-Shaped Leaves a while back. This is its most recent leaf. And as you can see, it's about to put out another one right there. So yes, I'm thankful I won a cutting because I could have never afforded it even back then before they were like $400 a cutting. And then next to it, we have my Syngonium macrophyllum. It's similar to the Chia Pens, but it's hard to explain. The leaves are like more matte. So that's getting pretty tall for me, which I'm excited about. Down here is the Begonia Pink Minx that I just got yesterday. I met up with a planty friend, and we did a plant trade finally. And I've wanted this plant for a long time. She was able to get one from Steve's Leaves. I caught the restock a little too late, but she ended up rooting a section of hers for me. This contraption right here was a Christmas gift that I didn't know about. It is by Modsprout, and it's basically a grow frame. It's not a greenhouse, it's not enclosed, but it's got a grow light up there. And you have the option of hanging it on a wall. I'm not doing that because it's pretty heavy. But I just have it on our table. And so far my plants seem to like it. I don't know if I would recommend it because it's very expensive for what it is and what it does. You have to install an app on your phone to control it and turn the light on and set a timer. Some people might find that convenient. I didn't want to have to upload another app on my phone. So anyway, whatever. I'm not complaining. It works really well. I just think it's pretty pricey. But I didn't get it, so. This is a Christmas cactus. This is a Hoya Undulata. It's growing really well. I got this from Buzz and Thrive. It's a shop in, I want to say, Leominster, Massachusetts. I ordered it from them. They shipped it to me, and it didn't arrive super well. It had really bad root rot, but I was able to chop it all up and reroot it, and this plant is just so happy. It's just growing so well. I love the sun stress on it too. Next to it is this Philodendron Glorious that I also got from Sam at Sassy and Succulent. It is getting too big for this grow box, so I'm gonna have to take it out. It's put out a few leaves, as you can see, but Philodendron Glorious is a cross between a Gloriosum and a Melanochrysum, if you're wondering. So I'm very thankful to have that because that's also not an easy plant to get your hands on. And then we've got my Hoya Chelsea Albo Marginata, or Albo Variegata. Next to it, I've got my very large Hoya Chelsea. Sorry about the lighting again. There's nothing I can do about the lighting. I'm sorry. Right here, we've got my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, non-tissue culture. I have it facing the window right now, but you can see it's finally happy. And then next to that, I've got my Peperomia Kimnachii. So it's a very different looking Peperomia. I had to trellis it because it just grows so wild. So I had to trellis it, keep it a little bit more contained for our space. And then on the windowsill, I've just got a few more Hoyas. I've got a Hoya Ben Nong Noi, if that's how you pronounce it. I've got some variegated compacta in some leca, and then I've got a Hoya Memoria, and then I've got my Pubicalix Royal Hawaiian Purple. Again, sorry the lighting is terrible. I got this little guy yesterday in the plant trade. It's a little Anthurium. I want to say it's Gracilis. I gotta look it up. I don't know much about it, but she was nice to gift me that. And I'm just gonna backtrack over here real quick so I can show you one of my favorite Peperomias. It's this Peperomia Boiviniae. It's similar to the Hope, but it's more of like this gray-green color, which I love. And it's been growing so much lately. I'm so happy because it wasn't super happy over the winter. So very happy. I might chop it a bit where it looks leggy and try to fill it out on top a bit more, but such a cool plant. This was another Steve's Leaves purchase back in the day when you could get your hands on some plants. So if you can, I highly recommend this one. If you like Peperomias, if you're a fan of the Peperomia Hope, I think you would really like this one too. Alright guys, so that is about it for this houseplant tour. I'm definitely going to split it into two parts. Maybe 2 parts, maybe 3 parts, I don't know. I've got a lot of plants and I don't want to have to edit a super long video. So we're going to keep it at this. I know it wasn't perfect. I know I haven't been here in so long. The lighting sucks in some spots. Sorry, but not super sorry either. I don't really make money off of this. So yeah, anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you enjoyed this part of the plant tour. Please let me know any of your questions down below. And I'll see you guys next time, whenever that may be, when I upload the next part. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.